Hello, folks. Slightly Slanted Sleuth, and I hope everybody is doing well on this Memorial Day weekend, which in Minnesota has turned out to be quite nice, as a matter of fact. But yeah, Jerry Runk is supposed to be joining me, and hopefully uh, he does. But if not, we'll figure it out, right? But yeah, guys, may the spirit of light that shines through the cosmos draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my fire from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with thee all. Lift up my soul, thou mighty and potent, child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one, fire of the life strain, and one with the brain. Now, I did that just to prove a point. There's where the cross shape comes from, guys. You see it? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? The light of our Creator is right there. I'm not saying the big lighter in my hand is the light of the Creator, but this is where the cross shape comes from. The light and the dark are the two most profound divine principles in our existence. It's the action of duality, the friction. Hey, Jerry, I'm going to promote you, so bear with me so you don't think you got cut off. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, there we are. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hang on, I got to turn up my computer, I think. No, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, brother. I can't hear you. Hello? You're muted. There you go. Now I should be able to hear. I can't hear you yet. Can't hear you. Yeah, but hi, everybody. Jeff Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Nice to see you. Peace, love, and sunshine. Hello, Miss Paula. Rainbow Phoenix is in the house. Deborah Tucker's in the house. Hi, sweetheart. But yeah, I still can't hear you, buddy. Maybe try rejoining. You know what I mean? What's this? But yeah, hi, Max. Nice show we did last night. Good talk we had. I enjoyed it. Joanne, where are you? Where are you, Joanne? Good morning. Jerry, Joanne. Yeah, I can't hear you. You're froze up. I don't know. You know, I just realized something, guys. I'm looking at my phone, and just like when you're looking in a mirror, when you look in the mirror, everything is opposite from what it really is. You know, the images are flipped on horizontal. I still can't hear you, bud. Like your right hand is your left hand in the mirror. Well, that's the same way, like on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see it. I've never tried to do this though. Here, let me see here. Can't see it, can you? Get rid of the chat. Come on, really? Can't get rid of the chat? Seriously? I can't hear you. But anyway, you see how they're flipped? So it's just like a mirror. You know, it's just like a mirror when you're looking in our physical reality, when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. So the television is a knock on the mirror. Sounds kind of odd, doesn't it? It sounds kind of spot on too. What's up, Angel Fiery Petals? I keep freezing up. How about now? What's up, Mike? Came in 8:30. Nice to see you. My skies, Mike. What's up, brother? From another mother. I figured out the loop. Epiphany came to me about 30 minutes ago. Okay, Joanne, please share. What's the loop, honey? Okay, Jerry's back. Let's hope we can hear him now. Can you hear me, Jerry?
I hear you.
There, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you, brother.
Sorry about that, bro. I thought you was talking about doing one tonight.
Oh, no, that's all good. No, hell no. I wouldn't do that to you. I know what your bedtime is. You're a pumpkin if you're up past a certain time. That's why he's being promoted right now. He didn't get cut off, so just chill. People don't get your underwears in a bunch. What's up, brother?
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a good show last night.
It turned out to be pretty good, yes. And Max had the realization that it's much easier when there's just one other person besides you, trying to fill the airspace with your words. Because you can get your point across a lot easier when you're not battling everybody else's need or want to talk over the next person.
I agree. Hey, we were just having a good conversation with Max just now. We're going through scripture and all the rivers and all that's matching up to the brain. He's done a lot of good work for sure.
Oh yeah, he's a I like last night when I realized I mentioned that we in this journey of truth or journey of self-discovery all have a certain niche or a certain little aspect or compartmentalized, just like the government is, and in certain ways, like yours is the seeing the divine in music and a different angle, and mine is, pretty much I'll cover just probably the spiritual side of things. I won't look at the physical side of things, and Max is more of the physical side of things.
That's funny because that's why
Paula's another scripture. She's a scripture verse person versus I don't know much about scripture, and then you just like Aaron, he's a astral guy, the ether guy. You know what I mean? It's
many
just
part. Big body of Christ. We're all part of the large body.
Right.
That's why the dead in Christ rise first.
Yes. Well, yeah. If you die, your ego dies before your physical death, then you're golden. And that's the hardest thing to do, is to get over ourselves or get out of our own way.
For sure.
Yes, and Paula says she's a Bible lover. Quantum Spirit, hi. Nice to see you. Every time I say hi, how are you? I think of SpongeBob because I'm a SpongeBob fanatic. And that's the normal. Oh yeah, you're vaping now, huh?
Yeah, zero nicotine.
Zero nicotine. So why are you putting the shit in your body in the first place then?
Well, I think it's the hand, the mouth. Feeling like you're smoking.
You got to suck on something at all times, huh, Jerry?
I wasn't going to go there and call it that, but
you always got to have something in your mouth, man. What's up with that?
It ain't on your mind, it's in your mouth.
Right. Very good. I love you, man.
I love you, bro.
And that's so what you been up to? What's on your mind? How's your health? Tell me. Give me the whole time.
Did you get that picture of my garden?
Yeah, I didn't get the picture until today, because yesterday I was like, what is he talking about with the wheats bowed? And I'm like, what the hell? Because the image didn't come through until this morning. I'm telling you, it didn't. And it was just weird. But yeah, what did you mean by that? Because I still didn't make the connection.
Oh, well, if you look in the field behind me, it's wild wheat out there. And
how high it is, you mean? Yeah, because
its head's bowed. Yeah. Yep. I think we've been here 8 years, and that's the first time I've seen that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it
Well,
gets swampy down there, and they get the tractor stuck, so they sometimes don't even.
oh, okay. They tear up the field and don't allow it to grow.
Yeah, it's just too
Gotcha.
watery.
Gotcha. So what's new on your plate, man? Besides the bowed wheat.
Oh, I'm trying to put down all the sugars, and I was trying to make all these changes at one time, but I really ain't got a choice. You know what I mean? Because you don't really know what they say to cigarettes, but I'm not taking no chances. You know.
I totally agree with you, and I'm glad you kind of and I'm not saying it was me that steered you in that way, but I think sugars are the biggest enemy of our bodies
It's
and the
hard,
most
dude. You
addictive
find that
substance.
cornflakes got sugar in them.
Yeah, every
I mean,
every
like,
every processed food does it. It's a it's
mhm.
a it's a must if it's going to be processed or pasteurized or shelf lifed in any way. There's got to be some sort of fructose added or whatever the derivative of sugar is that you know
Yeah.
products tend to use.
Well,
And
I've been making granola bars for snacks. You make them homemade with honey. I mean, sugars and honey, but I don't know, it's different kind of sugar. But there you go. You can't take that chance. But it's such an epidemic, man, that they can only give me half a treatment. Like I go in 6 times for treatment, but
I bet you if you had $1 million health plan, you would have got your fucking treatment.
yeah. Well, the first time I got screwed because I went right back to work. The guy's like, "Oh, we got it." I never thought no more about it. Went
Well,
back
because
to
you were
work.
younger and you went through it and you thought you were gonna, right?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't.
It's a couple
This the
years ago, right?
yeah. It was back when I started this YouTube thing.
How long ago was that?
Man, I can't. I don't want to lie, but I think it was around Christmas or Thanksgiving would make 5 years or something at this.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a year longer than me.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I ain't sure if 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It seems like a
That's kind of weird right there that how a lot of people are in the same. It's just weird, man. And I think it plays into the cycles and the cycles and the cycles and the cycles, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And the cycles and cycles and cycles, think about this, are the same as the fractalized principle of our existence, like how everything is a repeating pattern, a repeating spiral, or like an atom, a molecule, a solar system, a person, because a person is nothing more than uh, 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 their soul revolving around their central sun, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you think of it like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird how it's all just it's repeating, man. I mean, we are truly algorithm or the one in the zero in the matrix, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the generic way of saying it, you know. But I mean, it's just nuts. But yeah, to get back to the sugars thing, I'm so addicted to sweets and shit that it's incredible, you know.
Well, I've been making a lemonade, with real that lemon juice you buy. I put like a half a scoop of sugar in a glass pickle jar, and then I set it in the sun, so the light shining through the glass, help purify the water. Plus, it makes pretty good lemonade and tea. I'm just
Perfect segue to where I believe we're located, and we're on a pickle in the middle of a pickle jar.
yeah. I thought it was a rolling pin, and we were damn turd getting smashed.
Right, and the glass jar is the dome. you know
I'm
that the
glad we can
rockets
laugh
hit
about.
that the rockets hit when they get sent up, you know what I mean? And
They
that's
up to
not,
something.
hey, if you believe that sort of thing, that's your thing. I mean, whatever, I'm not knocking you for it, but it's
Uh,
just, yeah,
to
I'm
be
just putting all these YouTube um intricacies all together just to it's my theory of everything, I guess. How everybody's got to have a theory on everything. That's my theory on everything. It's just, I'll take everything from YouTube and I'll take certain parts of it and I'll put it all together for you. And that's what it's led me to realize we've really been bamboozled. We actually live in a fucking pickle jar on a pickle, not a flat plane, and under some fake fridge light in the middle of some fake ass in another jar in another fridge, and it's just like the repeating image of. Did you see that part about the reversed image Can you see right here? Can you see the image or the screen?
No, I see
It's
his
too bright,
white
right?
glow.
Too bright, right?
Yeah.
There. How about now? Can you see it?
Little better. I can see me up there in the corner. Yeah.
You see the sides of the screen you're on? Now look at your TV screen. The big part picture. Are they opposite?
Yeah. I can't tell, Steve. It's glowing like.
Are they opposite? They're opposite, right?
Yeah.
You still can't see. Are you looking on a phone right now?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been thinking for a while that, you know how you see that when you record your own live stream and you see your image in an image in an image, you know, here, I'll do this again. I just love doing it because it's pretty funny. But
That's the beast that speaks.
it's quite odd, actually, you know, when you really think about it. How, I don't know. It's not doing it now. I don't know what the hell. Hang on, I gotta pick the right screen. Sorry. Pick the right screen. I think it's this one. Nope. Not that one. I don't know. Whatever. I hate it when I can't figure out something when
I'm telling you, and you know, you asked about like how to fix the world, you know, and I mean, a lot of us maybe, I guess, for a long time now, like we knew there was a better way than what we're doing. But could you imagine a life without crime, and you wouldn't need no cops, or like everybody was a cop, you know, we all part of the same one.
When I was a drug dealer, I was thinking everybody was a cop.
Yeah.
And yes, guys, I did do that, and I regret it wholeheartedly when I was younger. You know, and it was part of my growth, my soul, because I realized, you know, I had best friends die from it. You know, one of them was found on a couch 3 days after he died by his mom. You know what I mean? So it was quite insane for me as a journey. And then my other best friend is in prison for 25 years. So, well, he gets out in 2022 after 27 years of his life in prison. Yes. Yes. And that's, you know, when I was doing that, I was young, and, you know, it was obviously 27 years ago, you know.
That's why I say I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the cancer. You know, I'd still be moving along like the rest of the world, probably.
Yes.
Not even aware.
Yeah, and people in chat are saying, yeah, all sinners are, yep, sinners. No one is perfect, man. Thank you. You know, I'm glad you, you know, and to be judgmental in this life is easy. You know, we all have our judges. We all judge each other on a daily basis, whether or not you love the person or not. You judge them. You judge yourself. And I think above all else, if one is to judge, one should judge one's judgment. You know, why judge anybody? Get the log out of your eye before you tell anybody to get the stick out of theirs.
Well, that's a shine down song.
What is that?
Why judge a life you can't change?
Nice.
But really, you can't change a person by the words you speak. You know, just saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. You can change a soul.
Right, and I think that's what it's all about, is transmutation, the change of the soul, or the realization that we are eternal spirit in a soul form, in a physical appendage of the ineffable. You know, I think that's what essentially we are, is to experience the ups and downs, the tribulation of it.
We're all in spaceships, like an empty vessel, you know.
You could look at it that way too, yeah. And then that's just the thing is if you stop looking at things in a practical, literal, relative manner, meaning that if you lose sight of what really truly is, that you need to survive in this existence, you're kind of self defeating your your search for the truth. So you can't just totally disregard the everyday life that you have to abide by in this construct for us to, because if we're a necessity, answer me this, Jerry, what is your opinion on that? Are we necessary in the whole loop? Are we the Alpha and the Omega? Are we the beginning and the end, just like the Son of God? Or, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, the likeness of God, that's what we all grow from that tree, supposedly. Not become as gods, but come as God, like God. You made in the likeness. And I think we're all on a growing journey.
Yeah,
Something like, because you think about spirits are, and you can sell them in liquor. Spirits.
right.
You can smoke weed, and what you inhale can be absorbed into your lungs. So what you're breathing every day out there in the air.
What? Hang on. Sorry, I'm frustrated.
Right.
Stephen, what? And then he doesn't answer me. I texted him twice, and as he was calling, or the first time he called, and then before that, I texted him, and he's still not getting it. He's a 15-year-old kid, so forgive me.
Right. We got a 17-year-old left. And then they'll all be out of the house.
Yeah, that's isn't that kind of depressing, the empty nest?
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing,
but we do got grandchildren, so
yeah, you're lucky in that aspect. I don't have those yet.
Well, that's another reason you want to quit smoking, because the time they want to play ball, you're in your 65s and need oxygen.
Shit, I was almost there, man.
I mean, you and me both. I got phlegm, like clear stuff comes up out of my lungs. But yes. I just went to the hospital, and they said they did an X-ray. It don't look bad. Remember, there was them tumors on my lungs, but they're not there now.
That's awesome, dude. They're not there now. There was tumors on your lungs, but now they're not there.
Yeah, there were some spots. What was that scanner thing? They shoot the fluid through you.
Yeah, the resonant MRI. Isn't that what it is? Yeah, magnetic resonant imagery. And that's essentially what we are, dude, is a magneo or a that's what our aura is produced. Our aura is exactly the same as the Schumann resonance of the earth or the magnetosphere of the earth. Our protective barrier around earth, that which causes the Van Allen radiation belts that hold back the rays, is the very same thing as our aura, which is produced by our central, core, which is our heart, in resonant with the macro in our realm, which is earth, and then earth and whatever is in resonant with the sun, and then the sun is in resonance with whatever it rotates around, but I mean, that's the same concept as the fractalized thing that I was talking about earlier, how even our concepts or our tales are that way, or stories. The hero's journey is just an over and over repeated story. The story of ascension is just an over and over repeated story. Everything is just a repeat, man. Just call me a repeat.
Yeah, but I think something's going to change. There's a war they're fighting that they're going to win this time. That order.
Oh, here. I've been... Okay, repeat that, because I wasn't paying attention, and I'm sorry for that. Repeat that. Dude. Repeat what you just said.
The order coming, I think they're going to win. That we are going to get this order out of this chaos.
Well, we've already, yeah. I think it's automatic regardless. I don't think it has anything to do with our input per se, except for on our little level of the creation, because I think we're just like the minerals of the, we're the bio leftovers of the whole system. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Yeah. Like the earth expands, the earth grows because of our trash, our feces, our bodies, that's what the oil is. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we drain the energy from the sun. All of us do, in a way. That's why it's getting hotter. We're
Well,
pulled to it.
and plus, I think I think how our divine union with God is what keeps it in balance, and that's why we've lost. That's why it's going. The cycle's going to the set, to the sunset. Think about that. The hero's journey is the sunrise, the during the noon, which means the noon actually means the cosmos, and then the set, which is in Zep Tepi, and the first Mount of Creation story of Egypt. It states that Set was the brother of Osiris, right?
Well, I
I think
thought
that's the case.
that. Go ahead. I'm
Or
sorry.
the product thereof. I think I'm kind of confused on that, but go ahead.
I don't remember now. You know how that ADD is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's up, Robert Golden? Enveloped in Taurus fields. Yes, we have one already. I agree with that. I think that too. It's Groundhog's Day until it's not anymore. Right. Yes, baking soda promotes oxygen in the blood. Did you hear that, Jerry?
What's that?
Baking soda promotes oxygen in the blood. I think it's because it alkalizes us, turns us more into a
Yeah.
battery.
Right. That's. I take 2/4 teaspoons twice a day.
Yep, 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 yep.
Well, my buddy, he'd done a lot of where you go foreclosures, and if they had to open the well up, first thing you do when you open a well up is take the cap off of it and stick about 20 boxes of baking soda in it.
Really?
Well,
I knew that.
and then you let it run for 24 hours.
And what did that cleans it up?
Yeah, baking soda good for a lot of things. Yeah.
But I mean, it's mostly to do with the movement of the water, though, right? But the agitation of the baking soda probably scrubs the impurities out of it, right?
Well, remember where I told you about if you got fresh eggs, if you put baking soda in the water when you boil the eggs, it puts the calcium to the shell, so it'll
Oh,
let
I
loose
forgot you
that
told me
steam.
about that, dude. I
It'll
forgot
let,
you told me about that.
but if you boil it and like even no matter how fresh you are, you boil them and then set them on the back and let them sit overnight in the water. Man, next morning or whatever, you go through the eggs or whatever, that puts the calcium back in the shell. That's
Right.
why I feed my shells back to my birds because
Yeah, I remember you telling me that too. Yeah. And do you think that would cause issues like when we started feeding cows their own entrails? You know what I mean? Have you thought
right.
about it in that way?
Well, they've GMO'd everything. I mean, that's
Yeah, but you
down
know what
to
I mean? Know how like it's foobar for us to eat each other because it won't only just it's sickening in the first place, but I mean it would cause us DNA structural damage. It would
right.
F with our bodies, our physical form.
Right, and that's why if there was a perfect world where the bear did eat grass with the ox, you wouldn't need the vultures and the cow or the pigs and
Right. See, now
just
that's why I
having
love you, man. You look at things in the freaking just the straight up physical, tangible, right now way, and I don't do that anymore. But I need that.
well, I still look inside, dude. I die.
No, I
I'm
know you
big,
do. I know you do. But that's why I love you for what you bring to the table, is what I'm saying, because I lose track of that.
right.
I
Well, they told us that's what put my flag up because everybody when you watch church, y'all throw your TV set out, get rid of your TV. I ain't watched TV in 10 years. Shit, I'm still watching mine because I pick up a lot from it, in the symbols and meanings and just to hear the commercials now kind of goes up like they listen to what we talk about. I'm sure they know what's in YouTube land.
well, I think it's all relative anyway, or it's relative in the absolute sense, is what I mean by that. That I think it's everything that we experience, from the most horrific thing to the most joyous thing, is all in necessity. In necessity. And I think
I
I
tell
think
it,
go ahead.
I just say I think it takes three though. You got
Well,
to
yeah,
have this
the third is the equalization or the equalizer, which is God, the truth,
right.
the real way, the only way. You know, because if you want to say you are God and think of it in that way, which a lot of Christians would call blasphemy, which blasphemy is just another way of saying yeah, you're a tinfoil hat wearer, conspiracy nutcase, just to turn people away from the truth. If that's
Right. How
That's the veil.
How can the book say we're made in a likeness, but yet you still don't believe that we're going to be like gods? You know,
We are okay. God is the all is in the all, but the all is not the all. You know what I mean? Like we're not in the all, but the all is in us, and we like the earthworm, or the all is in the earthworm, but the earthworm is not the all.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The cosmos, I'm pretty sure, means matter. You know, the matter of the world.
You're right about that. You're right about that. That's the finite version of the finite part of squaring the circle.
Right. That's why you had to have an antichrist to have antimatter, dark matter.
Well, that's the new way of looking at it. But before it was just, you know, the plus and the minus are the two divine male and female principles, you know, the light and the dark. Because in essence, that's the ultimate one, is the light and the dark, because the light inseminates the darkness to illuminate it. And that's essentially what's going on here on a microcosmic level in our macrocosmic minds, you know. I can't believe I'm talking like this. I sound like some freaking monk that's been, you know, I'm like, what the hell? I can't believe the stuff that comes out of my mouth sometimes, you know, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying it's like, from what I've came from, you know, it's quite incredible to step back and see the journey and the people around you, and how the people really are the same. You know, I mean, since I really started this soul searching about a year and a half ago, the same people are on board with me as when I started. A couple new ones, but I mean, you guys are wonderful, and I appreciate that. And thank you for joining me on this journey, because it's quite amazing when you have an epiphany and a synchronization with people.
Yep. And just to hear them talk now, it ain't, sometimes you make me skin crawl, you know what I mean? It's like, just sound like a bunch of babbling, and you know what I mean? But some of these videos, people really putting out stuff you can't argue with, you know. It's what we've been saying. Realization.
Right. And whether or not this is and what I was getting at with the whole hero's journey part and the sunset, you know, and whatnot. The moon, the first name for the moon was Sin, or the god deity for the moon is Sin. You know, it was called Sin, and it's why is that? Why is the moon called Sin?
I don't know.
You ever thought about that? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's also, you know, the moon god was Thoth, but Sin is what was I can't remember the not Sinbad. No, I'm just kidding. Remember him?
Yeah.
Osiris is below. Positive and negative. Everybody is starting to get it. Yes, I know that the moon was called Sin. Okay, why was it called Sin, Paula?
Yeah.
Why was it called Sin? I forget. I think it was just part of the Iliad, was it, or the Ogdod? You know, have you looked into any of that? The ancient Egyptian pantheon of gods. It's the same as the Zeus, the Poseidon. You know, and every civilization has their version of the same base 7. You know, and it shows you that it's all interconnected, just like we are to the cosmos, because we create the abyss in which the cosmos is in. You know, we create the environment. So I mean, so in essence, it all is in our head. It's in your head, in your head. Zombie. Sin was also called he whose heart cannot be read, and was thought that he could see farther than all the gods. It is said that every new moon, the symbol bull crescent, booyah, yes, and that's because the heaven was considered to be in the bull, in the heavenly bull.
Born into sin, you know, it's corruption and a lot of other, but the moon, it might more be pulled to the spiritual side, you know, the dark side versus the light from the sun.
The moon is also considered the mother that looks after her children.
Well, that wasn't that Eve. She had another name, as the mother of all living things. I think that's why they really put the crown on Mary at the Vatican.
Right. Well, who else is going live at 11 o'clock today? Oh, Wayne Steiger, huh? I didn't even think about that.
Oh, is he? He's usually a 2 o'clock
Oh,
person.
it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, usually, or 1 o'clock my
Yeah,
time.
his show's 2.
Oh, okay, I thought. Doesn't he do Sunday mornings?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't. I used to love watching that, but if I can't chat in there, then you know what I mean.
Why you can? They don't let you. He blocked you?
Well, because it runs through Jeff's channel. Yeah, it don't run through when Wayne.
Oh yeah.
When he just Wayne, I can, but I can't watch it with Jeff.
The halls of Amenti are the ventricle system. You're right. That's the seven heart muscles. That's what it is. That's why we have seven heart muscles. The halls of Amenti are the same. It's one and the same because the center of all things is the center of our heart. That's the spot where a surgeon touches with a scalpel, you instantly die, and there's no bringing you back from. And if you look that
Right.
up, if you Google that and look into that information, it's the honest to God truth that every heart surgeon knows that there's a spot in your heart that is, if it's touched in any way, shape, or form, you will die.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's at the center of all things. And that's what a pyramid on Earth in the Giza plateau is the center of Earth. The geological center of our planet is where the Great Pyramid is located. That is the center of all things in our macrocosm, in the macrocosm. Because we're the micro, which is the macro. We are the 1 and the 13, the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And that's
Just the
where.
one in the middle, right? Because there's 12. Because it's usually shaped like a football, anyhow.
Dude, it's so funny. An eye. Yeah, I just seen something today. Something was, oh, the scientists at on Google, on the Google feed, they said that, what did they say? It's, oh, the first, like the Higgs boson or the particle in which everything is manifest off of isn't round at all. It's in the shape of a fucking football, dude. The eye, which is the middle of the vesica Pisces.
Mhm.
you know and that, what does that mean? That means that it's in the apple core, the core, because it's the same as the hyperboloid image or the hourglass image. And I mean, think about that. That's just so deep that it's like it's all interconnected, the hourglass to the core, to the magnetosphere, to our aura, to the next version down. I mean, it's just, the Russian doll analogy is spot on if you can wrap your mind around everything. I mean, and that's what, dude, just now I just had the whole rush of epiphany come over me, if you know what I mean. The whoo, you know what I mean? It's like how everything just goes, wow. You like when I figured, like the Sabbath, the seventh day of the week,
Right.
the day of rest, and why our planet's going to hell in a shitbag because nobody knows how to stop and slow down.
Right. If we all sat still that day, we might give the energy back. You know, we just
That
keep
might.
robbing the energy. That's why they keep draining the oil. Faster they can make it collapse, I guess we'll finally make it to the end. 'Cause those days
Well,
not short for the elect's sake.
it's just like a freaking tumor, a cancer tumor. When you have one in your lung and you continue to smoke cigarettes, you're going to exacerbate the fucking situation to the point where it's going to kill you. And that's what's
Hmm.
going on with the oil consumption and all of it. I'm not saying climate change is all our fault. I'm not saying none of that. But I know that oil is based in money, and money is based on the destruction of our planet.
Yep.
Period.
I don't see how they keep them full. Like me being a truck driver, dude, I'd be in Atlanta or something
Think
like
about
that.
that, dude. All that
Doing
gas, all that fuel you
wide.
go through.
Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, a day you would go through how many gallons of gas as a truck driver, dude, or diesel fuel?
Oh, it depends. They got so cheap at when I quit doing it that they'd only put enough fuel in it like to make that load.
Oh, because
Like
yeah.
they want you to stop and get fuel every day. It's like whatever.
Well,
It's
because they
usually when,
they they wanted they thought the price was going to go down, obviously, not up.
well, no, I think it's because that way when they got paid on that, they knew exactly how much fuel they burned out of that trip.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Because you were working, you weren't getting paid by the mile as a subcontractor trucker. You were getting
No, I
paid
got paid by the
hourly
mile.
driving somebody else's truck.
Well, I've done that around here, but I did get paid by the mile per diem, all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Made pretty good money doing that. But you
Yeah.
ain't got no life.
No, that's all you do is sleep in that cat in that truck. And yeah, real every true trucker I've ever known, and my dad was a trucker. You know, he loved it. He loved it, and I can't stand driving. I can't. I'm too impatient.
Yeah. It'd be
Eh,
good for a single man.
Well, yeah, I found it odd. I don't know if this is the norm over in the UK, but Phil has never driven a car, dude.
Wow.
Phil don't own a car. He's never driven a car, dude. Isn't that
Wow.
wild?
Yeah.
I mean,
You wouldn't
in
make it out.
America, you think like that. It's like, what are you, a freaking, what are you, a recluse, a hermit living in the woods somewhere, or what? I mean,
You
really?
wouldn't make it out here without a car, though.
Well, I think you could, but I mean, it would be a whole lot different than having a car. But I think that having a car, in essence, is a major sign of ego. If you really get down to it, because you're contributing to every negative aspect in our human civilization when you're driving a car.
Yeah, but we can't walk to our job from here where
No,
we're at
right. But I mean, yeah, see, but you can't, you know what I mean there? That
in the
therein
city.
lies the dichotomy of the money system.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do your homework and think of a way we could live or sustain our existence without the dollar, in a different system? I
Well, I
hate to
think.
use utopian, but you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's like Hillary was talking about. Where we all have the same thing. We all got kind of the same car, same TV, same room, same plot of land. But could you imagine if you didn't need cops and jails and all that, and there wasn't? We don't have enough jobs now, so it would come down to the important jobs. Like if you had your plot of 1 acre and you could grow your little bit of food, and everybody got equal. It was all put equal because, like you was talking about, I'm the part that knows the music as all part of the body of Christ. So it all has to
Mhm.
be one body to make it all work.
Right. Like the
Thank
realization.
God,
Go ahead. Sorry.
thank God for control though, because people are ignorant, dude. I mean, even with that, if you turn the world loose, you know what it would be.
I just
You
cringed
know,
inside when you said that, Jerry. I cringed inside when you said, "Thank God for the control."
yeah.
And well, expand that what you meant by that, because
Well, I mean,
I'm
I mean,
cringing
if
when
you go
you're
back,
saying, "Yeah, take my rights away." Go ahead.
well, I mean, yeah, but you go back in time, you know what I mean? They shooting each other and shit. I go in the city, they already robbing and shit, right? You know what I mean? People are there's some you can't please them, nothing's gonna please them.
But with that, don't you think with that mindset that you just displayed right there contributes to the whole as a mess thing?
Boy,
By
yeah, but it's real. Ain't it realization? I mean, that's really the way
well, I know,
people
but
rob
yeah.
their own mama nowadays for what
I just did yesterday. I took her toilet
I
paper. No, I'm just kidding.
mean.
I'm kidding. No,
It'd probably be a pretty scary world if people were just running around doing what the hell they wanted. I mean, I ain't everybody like us that want a peaceful, just our little piece of real estate.
uh, sorry. People want their own real estate, is what you just said, right?
Yeah, but you know how I care what the people are saying, anyhow.
Well, yeah. I think you kind of have to.
I
Uh, Six means family. What's that mean, Joanne? Cringeworthy, Angel says. The day used to start midday, 12 p.m., not midnight.
know it was
Huh.
6 o'clock is the calendar, right?
I
Because the
don't have no
ninth
idea.
hour, the ninth hour is 3 o'clock. The sixth
That
hour.
makes sense because that's 333. And that's me.
That's
Winston Brake says, is what we have at this point, we have been programmed to purge like a failsafe for civilizations to be enslaved. Uh, we have been programmed to purge like a failsafe for civilizations to be enslaved. Yeah, I think so. We will all one day learn how to govern ourselves. I hope so. 6 a.m. is Aries. That's what Max Vision says. Run to the mountains, Jeff Ray says. Some in central London, maybe, and I think that was in reference to the does everybody in the UK not have cars. But now what else was I gonna address here? Oh, so um, let me think. Let me think. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Anybody have any ideas? At sundown, a new day begins. At sundown, yeah, the sundown is set, or the moment in which the sun goes into renewal, and then all of a sudden, poof, it pops up behind you. And right there, if you think about that,
That
it's the self reproduction principle of the cosmos too. You know, is how the sun sets and rises every day. You know, the self
that's Pink
regeneration
Floyd song.
principle. Huh?
That's that Pink Floyd song.
What's
The
that?
sun races around to come up behind you again.
Yeah, dude, I've never
Yeah.
even seen it. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I love, is because I don't even think about that shit. I know every lyric to every song, but I don't even think about what it means, you know? And it's part of the zombie land we live in. You know, it's like, here, let me get my smartphone, tell me where to go. Let me get my smartphone, tell me how to call. Let me get my smartphone, look it up, look for everything you know. But do you think that that truth is so? Do you think that that truth that you see is really the truth that is within you and within me? You know, is that the truth that we need? Or is that the truth from the greed? Is it because Google wants to be the new God? Is it because you want a new hot rod? Is it because Jerry, Mr. Runk, has laid down so long he's been in a funk? No, it's because it's the
Don't.
divine, the everything. Everything is here for a reason. We are right where we need to be, I believe.
I think so.
Yes.
I trust.
Yes. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Where's the Starbucks? Where's the Starbucks? That's awesome.
You know, the image of the beast has to speak. You know what I mean? And we carry these phones around and talk to us.
Right. Let me look at my smartphone because I'm dumb. I need to look at my smartphone because I'm dumb. Where do I need to go, Mr. Smartphone? I used to know how to use a freaking a map or a legend, but now I don't even know where I'm
Well,
going.
that phone's in your bubble. You know what I mean? Like you say
That
about the magnet. You know, the magnet in the middle and the band that holds the magnet. Yeah, it's all in there.
well, that's why it's called bandwidth.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's the reach of that band, or
It's
you
like
know, the
sea
thickness of
level.
it. Yes. Why is it called a wedding band? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Why is it called a rock and roll band? You know what I mean?
Built this city on rock
There's
and
the
roll.
fractalization of that word right there. You know what I mean? It speaks. It's just crazy how this is lining up everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in the talk we're having, in my mind anyway, because I'm like, and when you hear me start rhyming like that and trying to sound like Dr. Seuss, is when I feel like I'm connected to the information which is loose. you
Well,
know,
that I think when Paula did my card or read my chart, whatever, you know what I mean? It's like they told me not to rush it, but just wait on it to come to me. So, you know, I got to a point where I wasn't, you know, I don't watch many videos. I don't watch hardly any, you know. But yeah, it was like I had to take that break there too. I had to fast for a while. Let
we
it
all did. We all
breathe.
kind of went through a YouTube purge there for a minute, I think. I mean, the people that are pretty much around. I think it wasn't uh, a collective effort or nothing, but I think it was a realization that what the hell are we doing? Why? You know what I mean? I think that's
Yep.
what it is. Was too. It's like,
It's
yeah, I'm not
still
getting
goes
nothing new from this because the same old shit's out there. You know,
right.
same old shit's out there, just dressed up as a different freaking. There's little nugs here and there now, but it's not like hard and fast like it was initially for me when I
Hmm.
first dove into the rabbit holes. You know.
I could go take a shower and just in there in the hot water and like they just get flooded, you know, with thoughts.
Danny D's in the chat. She says, "Hi,
Uh,
Jerry. Have you spoke to her yet?"
I joined her channel. She didn't have nowhere to leave a comment, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, we've been thinking about her.
Oh, damn well, damn right we have. She's loved and she's needed, and I'm glad she's back. And I told her that you got a phone call too. You know,
Yeah.
and if that guy is watching this, he's gonna feel awful stupid now, isn't he? Right? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
You stupid. Come
Hey,
on. Really?
I like that song. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Right. Right. And that's pretty much my speech to him was like, dude, I don't know what your trip is, but I mean, from what I see, she's an angel. I don't know why you're acting like
Amen,
a
man.
fool.
I'm gonna get
you
her
know,
book.
I'm married to an angel, so I know what angels are all about. So, and Danny D is definitely one. But yeah, sorry guys, didn't mean, or Danny, sorry, didn't mean to air your laundry out there, but I love you. But yeah, Angel of Fiery Petals, I love you too, sweetheart. But yeah, I still want to read Steve's birth info live. We need to get together on this soon, Steve. I'm game anytime, honey. That was Rainbow Phoenix Warrior Princess or whatever her name, her end of her name is. Sorry, Paula, but I always got to give her shit about a long name. And after the show last night, Paula, or Max and I were talking, and I fully admitted how you and I kind of butt heads sometimes, and it's kind of needed in our journeys. And
Yes, it is.
I appreciate you for that. And I think that's what we need to realize as human beings, that everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to rub you the wrong way, and at some point in time. And I
Yep.
think that's what divorce rates in America are so high, is because nobody's perfect. And if you love somebody through thick and thin, even when you're feeling left out in their bubble, or you think you're uh, down on their list of priorities, or whatever the case is, if you were in love with that person when you first married them, and if you come at them with anything that's pertinent to your relationship and they don't respond, then you need to get rid of them. But I mean, if they assimilate to what your thoughts and your wants and needs are, what more do you want out of anybody as a human being? You know, just respect, love, and relationships are hard. All of them are. And I think that's what we need to realize in our lives, and as a macro, as a whole society, as a political, as a spiritual, all of it. Because the Muslim is the same as me. I used to consider myself a Christian, but now I'm a person that is looking for the reasons. And that's the true gospel right there. Is
Well,
the one that is in search of the knowing.
and I think that's where it was divided. Anyhow, one believes we need Jesus, the other one don't. That Israel don't believe Christ ever came here.
I
He
don't
had to
believe
come.
either one of those concepts anymore. I just believe in not believing. you know, because that's essentially what gets us in trouble, is believing anything. And
Hmm.
when you put who you are in the same seat or car or vehicle as what you think is, or what you if you back yourself with anything other than what you are, you're just boom what you are, Jerry Runk. If you align yourself with any sort of anything, and that thing turns out to be wrong, what do you got to do? You got to defend it even if it's wrong. And that's what
Start all
science
over.
is doing these days. That's what school is doing these days. That's what all of this money is doing these days, because money is backing things. And those things, if they turn out to be wrong, the money is gone.
Yep. And that's a lot of people. That's what they chase, that almighty dollar. But I'm pretty lucky with my wife. She ain't. She live in a box with me. Money don't mean nothing. I had a buddy, and he's a crane operator, 100,000 a year. But he's back swinging a hammer because he said it that money ain't everything.
Damn, that would be a stressful job, dude. A crane operator.
Yeah, up in Charlotte.
Oh, that'd be a stressful job, dude. Because I was a 49er once, lifting stuff up with a tractor on the scaffold, 6 frames high, with a low
Right.
lift, one of those extended lifts where you got to put the
Yeah.
skyjacker riggers out and all that. And dude, your heartbeat doesn't beat any higher than when you got 15 people's lives in your hands and you're behind a piece of equipment. You know,
Yep.
it's pretty nerve wracking. So a crane operator, I could not imagine how that could tax one's mind and spirit. But even that feeling that I just described right there, that oh my God, adrenaline rush, or that fear response. I think that's why we reincarnate here, Jerry. What do you think on that?
Yeah, you know how in the Christian part is, but now I see, I believe, I kind of the man of boldry now. We've been through this. the elders, what they speak of in the book.
Or the 144 or whatever, the 144,000 that are here to guide and help or whatever.
Yes.
And whether or not that's tied into the numbers of the earth measure, the geometry, and that's another thing. I got that from the SGD channel, that explanation of what geometry was. And it was like, wow, geo is earth and metry is measure. So geometry is earth measure. And what's in earth? All of the elements, the geometry of the triangle, square, and the circle. And that's everything. That's everything right there. So all you need is those three, the holy trinity of geometry, of earth measure. And that's it. Boom, you can figure it all out.
That's why they gave us that toy thing. Remember, you used to have the shapes and you pushed it through the block.
Shape sorter. Yeah, I used to make fun of a bunch of people at work because you didn't play with your shape sorter when you were a kid, did you? Because they can't get a freaking
round one in a
cut
square
right
hole.
Right. They can't get a cut right or a measurement right. They got to look at the tape measure. And me, I'm guilty of that too. I'm more of a put up and mark kind of guy. I'll put it up there and size it up and put a mark on it and then cut it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't do that with a 20-foot 2x4 when you need a 4-foot piece of 2x. But I mean, that's where I used to do that. The whole shape sorter thing. I still do. Or guys show up with generic tools and where'd you get that preschool hammer? I just dropped a $200 and something framing hammer, Hart framing hammer down a chimney and couldn't get it back. Pissed me off, dude.
Man, we had a nail gun fall down a 3-story chimney, and the guy was cutting down there. He looked up on and see or holler, hey, y'all about done up there. It's putting that band around the top. The air gun came unhooked. 2-3 stories, that nail gun hit him in the freaking head.
Oh.
It didn't kill him. He got stitches, and I couldn't believe it.
Well, that's one hard-headed son of a bitch there.
I'm telling you, dude.
3 stories. That's 30. That's 33 feet.
Yeah, I've seen all kinds. I watched a band one time. I was building a Ronald McDonald charity thing up in Charlotte by the hospital. And we was building these columns, and they were like 9 by 9. So I cut the plywood and put studs and blocking it. He sit there and he shot that thing right through his hand. He was stuck to the board. I was like, we're either going to carry this to the hospital or we're going to jerk it off. I put my foot on the thing, and another boy grabbed him and pulled it out. I watched a guy shoot himself in the leg.
Ouch.
Cut his fingers off.
Oh, my grandpa cut his finger off, and my uncle. Both, they were brothers, or my grandpa and my great uncle. They were brothers, and they both one cut their middle finger off, and the other one cut their ring finger off.
Was a circular saw?
Yeah, hand saw, yeah. Skill saw or whatever,
Yeah.
Not a table saw, but use it. Or no, one was a table. You're right. One was a table saw, and the other one was, I don't know how he cut his fucking finger off when he was using a circular saw, but he did. I think it was where he was holding the board, and he had his ring finger. He had his ring finger grasping the board in it. Oh, dude, I just feel it. Because once I jumped into the rafters to knock a cooler off of my garage rafters, so it would fall between the things, because I had it stored up in the rafters or the trusses of my garage. And I had nails everywhere, sticking out and coming from one side to the other because I nailed something on this side of the truss and it grabbed right here, dude, and just ripped my whole, it turned it. And I knew it was so severe that I couldn't look at it. So I grabbed my finger and I was making these blood curdle, because when you do your finger like that, it is the worst feeling ever because it's where your heart ends, the beat ends and returns. You know what I mean? And dude, for 8 hours I sat just wincing in pain because I went down to the emergency room, and I had to wait for a hand, foot, and mouth doctor to come and kill the nerve that went there. Well, long story short is they made me wait that extra time because I acted like I was dying like a little kid. Like I was like, oh man, So, and there's people actually in there dying, and I cut my finger is what they're thinking. But when they did an x-ray of it, it was peeled back like a banana, dude. You could see the tip of my finger, my bone, and all of this right here is peeled back. And now to this day, I can feel the tip of my finger up here, right here, because my nerve ending is stuck outside my where my finger bends.
So in the cold, that must hurt.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts really bad. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was like the doctors and the nurses there said, you know what, you want to act like an idiot? We're going to make you wait. And they made me wait, dude, from like 8 o'clock at night until 4 a.m. And, staying in the emergency room isn't cheap. They charge by the hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I walked in there. It was like $700 for freaking 45 minutes or something.
For that surgery?
Nah, for just like went into the hospital. Oh, that surgery had to be thousands of dollars.
Like 25 grand probably, I think, is what
Probably.
the bare minimum for the knife and anesthesia and all that shit.
Right. It's cheaper for them to cut your bladder out than it is to try to keep fixing it.
Oh, Max just shared a story. A friend put a nail in between his kneecap, pulled it out. It went showing like a sword from a scabbard. Oh, ouch. I've been attacked by a dog. I cannot imagine the pain from suffering something like that. And I don't want to ever have to go through it. My goodness, ouch. My goodness, Angel says. But I've missed all of you guys, and I'm glad you could join us here and with Jerry. You know, Jerry's an awesome dude. Jerry's been through some he's going through some health issues right now. He had surgery, and he needs our energy and for healing and whatever. And I'm going to give that to you, Jerry. Mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos. Have you been saying that prayer?
No, I just hear you saying it last couple nights. I mean, I watch your videos.
But remember when I started posting that on everything and started putting it in chat everywhere? Remember? Every comment you would read, you would see that. That's when really I started finding the knowledge, dude. I'm telling you, it works. It actually opens the corridor, man. I don't know why, but it does. The resonance of the words or the intentional, the intent behind the words maybe has something to do with it. The invocation or I think that's why the magic spells are incantations, I think they're called are called that for a reason, you know?
Right.
You invoke the spirit behind the word or the logos, and it becomes, you know, manifest or it helps anyway in the attainment therein, I suppose. Yeah. So what else has been on your plate there, Jerry?
Well, it's that time of year. I got blackberries out there. I've been eating a little off the blackberry bush every day. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to turn it into wine this time.
My dad used to like blackberry brandy.
Yeah. That wine was pretty good. I liked it.
That stuff that was brewing when I was over there?
Oh, we done drank that.
Was that it? Did that turn out pretty good or what?
Oh, yeah. See, I like to drain it 2 or 3 times. You know, if you leave it set, it'll settle to the bottom till it gets clear. It'll have color, but it's clear, you know. But the wife don't care. She likes her wine. It helps her sleep, but I don't know. It's putting sugar in that again. But I think when the sugar goes away, as long as you put enough yeast in there to counteract and make the alcohol out of it.
Right.
But some wines are sweeter.
Yeah, and that's funny that we have to have the sweet. You know, me, I can't stand the bitter wine. You know, the bittersweet is actually talking about, you know, the equality of equilibrium, I guess, right? Bittersweet. The bittersweet. Yeah, it's truth can be severe and truth can be sweet, right?
Yeah.
Extreme on both ends.
What ain't what you expected. You know, it's like you say, some of them people, you tickle their ears. They like hearing what, you know what I mean? But certain things you talk about, that's truth. It's hard to get them to drink, you know?
Yeah, it's way hard. You can lead a horse to a trough, but you can't make it suck down the water, right? I mean, that's just... Listen to this. I was reading this just as you were saying that, and it kind of fits. This is about tablet 7, and it's Doriel's take on what the tablet actually reads. And tablet 7, I believe, is the law of cause and effect, I think. It's the next one. I think it's the key to time. And the 7 lords. It's about the 7 lords. So it's about the 7 tiers or 7 the loop, the hermetic principles. Light is okay. It's talks. This tablet opens with a command to open your mind to the wisdom of Thoth, which is the collective arbitrator of truth. You know, the disseminator or the scribe between gods and humanity. So he's the the environment in which we come in contact with the ineffable, the spirit or the soul of the all, or our God, the light. He's the only begotten. I guess Thoth could be uh, uh, in line with or the same as. He says that life is filled with obstacles that must be conquered. The light of the cosmic must be allowed to flow into and through the manifestation. The goal of all seeking must be oneness with the cosmic consciousness. Otherwise, there is limitation. Light is both finite and infinite because God, the cosmic consciousness, is light, and all things manifest and unmanifest are a part of God. Therefore, there can be no real separation, even in the veil of darkness, which we call negative. The essence of light is hidden, ready to spring forth when the veil is sundered. And sundered is it's just like in the axiom of what is the one, lest ye be cast upon the rocks and torn asunder. Have you heard that before?
No,
That was a word that was a word, asunder or sundered or a barred. Those words were lost to antiquity. They used to be used all the time. Cast upon the rocks and torn asunder. I'm curious as to what the etymology of that sundered word is. That's why I was asking you if you've ever heard it before.
No, I ain't heard that.
But the infinite brain is lost to the comprehension of men who do not realize that everything is only separate manifestations of the one cosmic brain. So we are all little lights in the primordial light stew. We're all just little branches on the tree of life. We're the leaves on the ends of the tree's branches, right? Because we're born.
The olive leaf.
Yes.
That goes around the flag, United Nations, United People. It's really what that says. A heathen and a Gentile.
Right. Asunder. Of course, Paula would do this. Adverb, thank you very much. Asunder, apart, divided. Those who God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Very nice. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate that. Synonyms: apart, up, is two, in two pieces, two bits, two shreds. The very fabric of society may be torn asunder. Very nice. Thank you. Unless we help each other, we are not helping ourselves. Very true. That is the paying it forward concept, or the do unto others as you would have done unto thee, or treat your neighbor as yourself. I mean, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Make sure that he be not led astray.
That's what it says at the homeless shelter, the Salvation Army thing or whatever, where the vets sleep down there. I am my brother's keeper. I asked April, you know where that comes from? That was Cain.
That's beautiful.
Sure.
That was beautiful, Aaron. Thank you, sweetheart. See, that's why I love you guys. You guys are my soul family. You know what I mean? And we family. I got all my runkies in me. Yeah.
Get all the monkeys
guys
on one branch.
Right. Yeah. You don't want too many monkeys because then they start going.
Need that peacock.
You do that. Oh yeah, that's I can do that. You want to hear the most annoying noise ever? My wife hates that. I'm just a big idiot,
Hey,
the Lord's
fun.
Right. The Lords, through manifesting here, are still connected with their own cosmic consciousness. So that means that, the whole hermetic transmutation process is pretty essentially using the process of the lower to accomplish the process of the higher, using the law within the law to achieve something that is the next law or the next truth, the next existence. And I think that's what my whole point of this show today with you today, Jerry, is I think what's going on with the sun, with all of the stuff interconnected and everything that is shown to me, I think we are, at that point in the cycle where things have to change or have to go, and that's where we're at. And I think that's where the whole two are in the field, one's left standing, the other one's, poof. I think that's we have to let go of that side of us that is attached to what is the evil of our world, and that's money, that's fame, that's adulation, that's anything. The only honor I want is to be honored by the person next to me, or the person that thinks of my name. I want them to think of me as somebody that cared, somebody that did for others, and that's what the only thing I want to be known for.
The bottomless pit of corruption.
Yes, and it's manifesting all over. Oh, like today, what did Aristotle or what's his name say? Who was it that said when pestilence and negativity and pestilence, negativity, and sexist or sexual mis misconveyance or I can't even think of the word. But anyway, whenever you see that manifest in man, you'll see it manifest on Earth, like in the form of earthquakes, cataclysms, weather phenomena. You know, the sun being white. I mean, today we had an earthquake, the biggest in years, 8.0 in Ecuador.
Dude,
Just like
it was
a half an hour ago.
it was like 101 here yesterday.
Wow, dude, it hasn't gotten over 72 degrees here yet. Last year at this
Wow,
time, I was already in the water kneeboarding on the lakes. This year,
that's why
you can't go near that because the water isn't even past 56 degrees yet.
April has a friend living over that way. They get in the snow too.
Yeah, right. Free Press is back. What's up, Free Press? I am a creator, not clone. Really think on that. We
But
are creators. We are creators. We create
yeah,
our own reality just by. I mean, it's just like the simplest, laymanest, uh, easiest way to say it is you have to think of that sandwich before you make that sandwich so you can eat that sandwich, and that's the hero journey of that sandwich.
you don't you don't want to look back and say what a mess I created. You get older or you do things, and you look back, hey man, I made a mess out of that. That's the God it failed.
Right, right. Yeah, the god that fails is the god that wins actually in the end. Right? Isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
well, they're just saying failing in yourself.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. I mean, if you fail, you have to fail to succeed, though.
Yep.
You have to follow the rise, and that's the whole ebb and flow of creation of existence, and on every level,
Try and
every
try
level.
again.
Well, the seed of truth is the same seed of life, or the tree of life, because if you really think about the tree of life, what it resembles or personifies or uh, uh, um, projects is that everything is born of itself. And if you're born of the spirit, you are the spirit. If you're born of the flesh and you remain that, you're going to continue to be born in the flesh. And the only way to be born in the spirit is to let it in and realize that, the spirit is what our true where our true home is. It's not in this physical. But I think in that same breath, this is heaven on earth. This, like you said, you were pounding that home to me and I was all against it. This is the Garden of Eden. Earth is a playground for our souls, for our energy, for our spirits.
We're supposed to have dominion over that earth, and God made the earth to be inhabited.
Yeah,
That's why
and
the meek inherit the earth.
it's the Valley Fair of our existence, or the Six Flags theme park of our existence is Earth, to experience the tribulate trials and tribulations and the goodness of humanity.
Until we get that hall pass.
Yeah, but wasn't in the past that hall pass enough to have that opportunity to come back? Hang on, guys. Hello. Show on YouTube. Yes, Junior. So I'm bringing them there. Nope, they're over at her house now. All right. How's your day going? Just okay. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later. But sorry, that was the proprietor of Steve Stone, the boss,
The warden.
the warden, the soul master, the puppet master, 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 master of puppets is pulling my strings. She's twisting my mind and smashing my dreams. Look at me, I can't decide a thing. Just to look at me and she starts to scream. I love it. Yeah, I'm stupid, I know. But yeah.
You gotta have fun, man.
Yeah, even if I'm laughing at myself, I guess somebody's laughing. You know, it's like the description in this video, you know, a place to say whatever you want may not be a place that I agree with, but at least I'll be heard.
Right.
Isn't that what we need? You know?
That's why I don't really like certain people. They're ugly, but you know, and what they say, but you try not to block a person, you know. Now, I don't know how many people you've had to block off here, but I'm not sure if it's even one.
Right. Cayman 830 just says that this is not Eden. This is not Eden. You're allowed that opinion here. Heaven or hell, it's a choice.
We were run out of the garden to the east, and then we're guarded by the Chaldeans, which broke down to be the demons, robbers, or Catholic. You take your pick.
We've got a Rajdeep Detroja. Sorry if I hacked your name. Sorry. Bro, I'm from India, and a country need in repair, but people are getting more and more blind to the reality. And did they go on to finish their statement? But hey, Rajdeep, I'm glad you could share your insight, and I'd sure like to have somebody from India voice what that part of the world is to a person that's over here in this nation, you know, and truly take in every bit of information that you would have to offer, as anybody's information actually on their, you know, little niche or compartmentalized a section of the whole of reality, because I mean, we need that input, because we, you know, like everybody likes to say when they focus on nothing but the negative side of aspect of things, like they are doing this to us and they're doing that, you know, we all know this stuff to be true, that they're chemtrailing and we don't know why, you know, we all have theories, whatever, but we know that there's these aspects of our relationship to to everything that we cannot do anything about at our compartmentalized level without the conglomeration or the coming together of everybody, of the masses. That's the only way that things can get changed in our physical world. But we can first and foremost change the snowball effect we have on the world by doing what we need to do to make ourselves feel happy in the instant. You know, everybody's about instant gratification, or the now. Think of it like the fast food line. You want your food, you want it now, you want to be on your way. Well, why not apply that same self-gratification expectation to opening a door for somebody or smiling at somebody, even if they're black and you're white, even if they're, you know, Asian and you're Somalian. You know, we may not agree on what other people smell like, or what other people think like, or what other people's think we think like or smell like. We just have to realize that we're all one, under the same sun, on the same pickle, in the same pickle jar, under the same fake fridge light, you know, in the same universe. So
we're all the same, but different.
Yeah, different. But I mean, if you really get down to the simpleness of it all, we all want the same things. We all want what's best for our loved ones. Why not treat everybody as if they were your loved one? Where can we go wrong in that? We can't go wrong in that. There's no way we can go wrong in that. I know it's a big tall order to even start to ingest, but I mean, it's that simple. And us as humans overcomplicate every freaking thing on every freaking level just to make ourselves feel fucking smart.
Yeah, and all it takes is a woman to drive between two men. You know what I mean? if it ain't money, even the women, you'd have it would cause division between two men. How do you keep like that without being divided by a woman or a man? It works both ways.
Oh yeah, there's division on every level. There's always a line to be drawn in anything: the sand, the paper, the attitude, the gender. And everything's always an assault on the good, and everything that's good is an assault on the bad. So I mean, it's always a battle, a twixt force that is always at odds with each other, and that's what creation is the friction. You
Well, that's
know.
where the empty was put between them.
So at the end of a creation cycle, what do we have to do to rectify or to remain on the up and up in our spiritual journeys? Is complete the loop. I think the realization of the loop. Because that's where we're at, man. I honestly, truly believe that with all my heart, and that's the feeling that everybody's got. Not just on YouTube. I've noticed that people out in everyday street, that everyday people that you ask them one question, you say, "Do you know what esoteric means?" Or one of those questions like, do you know what ascension is? Or do you know what the only begotten is? And if you can gauge somebody, who they are, what they know, just by those three questions, what's the only begotten, what's esoteric, and whatnot. And even the people that don't know what any of it means sense something's going on, but they're so driven by the tell lie vision and corrupted by their own ego and their own drive for money that they don't pay attention. They don't look in the mirror long enough to see who they truly are and what eyes they're hiding behind. And a long time ago, I postulated to Wayne. I said, Wayne, have you ever stared in the mirror for more than 10 minutes into your eyes? And that turned into he did an experiment or whatever with some people. But anyway, that's where I came from, that staring at my soul through my eyes, and it's the weirdest feeling or weirdest experience I've ever experienced, looking at a mirror image of myself. I mean, you think it's just simply that, but it's more than that. If you do it for so long, you tend to explore your thoughts of who you are, your thoughts of what it's all about, and then it turns into something just crazy in your head. You don't even see the vision anymore. You see the vision of the vision. And that's like when I showed, when you watch your own live stream on your live stream, how it's that repeating image, and it makes perfect sense that that's the same, like the inverted mirror. When you look, why isn't the mirror flipped on the vertical, only on the horizontal? Have you ever thought of that? Why don't we, when we look at the mirror, or at the mirror, why isn't our image upside down as well as flipped on the horizontal? We've talked about this, I think, Jerry, haven't we?
Yeah, because that stemmed from that picture of my guitar upside down.
Mm-hmm. But our visual cortex is already flipped in our mind, isn't it? The area in which our vision comes into our psyche or whatever.
Yeah, but I from that Ecclesiastes verse, in that tree, one grows up, one grows down. That's the two symbols, and that star's born between the two. But that's what we actually see, though. I think they write when they taught us in school that we see upside down, our brain inverts it. But I think it's two images. When you look up into the sky, that's the opposite one. That's why they hung the tree upside down.
Yes, and yep, everybody was saying the same thing that we just said at the same time. Raj Deep is saying that this new generation is killing our planet, and it's not the new generation; it's the ignorance of the new generation that have lost touch with the natural composite, or the natural aspects of nature. They've lost connection to the earth. They're all in the synthetic AI type technology thinking's mindset. And so Rajdeep, he's 24 years old, by the way, and he just stated that. So he's part of that generation. Well, maybe the one after or before, just before the one he's talking about, but he's got a point there. And isn't that the same as the the cycle, the big cycle. You know, the further away from the truth you get, the closer to destruction you become. The
Well,
fractalization of that.
people's pride won't let them see over the truth.
Oh, he says literally they're destroying the temples and shit over in India. And India has they're, I mean, they're part of the base of the concept that I follow of creation, you know, the Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna, you know, that is what their Hinduism is about, I think, you know, the Buddhist or whatever. Am I right, Rajit? And hopefully I'm not. You're right, Raj. It's worse here, folks, he says, or she says. I don't know if he or she, I'm sorry if I. My path of light doesn't sway, is on. Things stay in a straight line of sight. My path light doesn't sway. Things are not set. All right. Sorry, Raj. He says he's a guy, by the way. But yeah, the key of the time and the key of prophecy are in and of themselves a flawed concept. We all know this because things are not set. It is by the will of man that our manifest destiny or our manifested reality becomes real by our will. So if we will it, it happens. Or, you know, it's just like you have to think about the sandwich before you make the sandwich, before you eat the sandwich. You know, it's the same thing, but on the bigger level, right? I mean, that's how our reality is created. Legislation is the same thing as thinking about the sandwich. You know, the law, the thought of why we need the law, or, you know, the manifestation of the reason why we need the law is because the manifestation became before the payback came before the act, you know, or, you know, the repercussions of the act came back before there was the collective thought on it. That's where what laws, in my opinion, are, you know, the repercussions of some dumbass that did something stupid, you know, and that becomes hindrance on us all because it's just another
Law of nature, though.
well, that's the only law that we should be living by. And if we would abide by the law of nature, we wouldn't have to worry about anything else. Because everything would fall into place. Right. How hot is it there today?
It's like 102. Yeah, it's gonna be
Holy
hot.
shit, dude.
I don't see how that stuff grows. Tomato plants, all that look great out there.
It's 102 degrees there today?
With the heat index, I think it was 101 yesterday. I ain't looked yet. It seems to, I don't know, peaked at around 4 o'clock. The way our house set up, we get that afternoon sun.
Yeah, I mean, when I drove through there, the further I got away from the coast, you did feel a heavier air, or, you know, like it was a stagnant type. You know, like if it got hot, it would get freaking hot. I could sense that. And I could tell by the trees in front of people's houses, and whatever trees there are there, you know, they're usually in them breaks like you were talking about for the fields. But
it's nice in the wintertime, you know.
Yeah, or spring when I came, because it was beautiful there when I came there.
We've been lucky. It's been quite a few nice days. I mean, hot.
Or wait, was it in the winter when I was there?
Yeah, a couple months ago?
March I was there, right?
Yeah.
March.
I did my surgery the 12th. Didn't you come this?
Yeah, I came a couple months back. It was a couple months ago. Yeah, and during a trip like that, you hate doing it, the driving part of it. But then when you look back on that trip, it was like it's like you turn it into a nostalgic thing in your mind. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you put memories behind that. And it's kind of weird how we do that with all information. How we package it up in our heads a little differently from what it really was.
Shit, I love to reach down between my legs, ease the seat back.
Oh my God. On that note, folks, I'm gonna let you go because Jerry's getting a little wild. But no, I've got to bring my kid to a bowling area near you, bowling center near you, and yeah, recently he's 15, so he's done caught the puberty, and he's becoming a man, and you know, from the end of 14 to about 16, they're totally changed they go from the caterpillar stage to the butterfly stage in that amount of time. It's just incredible. But I got to bring him bowling. So
Well, they
I
are
love you guys and all, but I'm not your daddy. And I'm not the end all for information. And everything you've heard here today out of my mouth is my opinion only. And I won't hate on any opinion you have, or you, Jerry, or anybody else. You know that I will question it. I will, call you on it if I think it's off. But any opinion you have, anybody has, is allowed here. I don't. I will not discriminate whether or not you're Hindu, Muslim, whether you believe that the Earth is a polka dotted pink elephant and we're living in the frickin' crustaceans in the earlobe. I don't know. We're open to all thoughts here. But I love
I'm
you
grateful.
all, and thank you for
Thank
joining us, and thank you, Jerry, man.
Thank you, Steve.
I'm
Everybody.
glad. So, did you get everything out of your mouth that you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Because
Love the hat, by the way.
Huh?
I said I love the hat, by the way.
Oh, yeah. My stepson gave it to me.
Those are the only hats when it's sunny and 102 degrees, and you're outside.
Thank you, Steve, and everybody here. Grateful.
But yeah, I want to say thank you all. Miles is in the house at the last minute. Nice to see you, Miles. You must have just woke up because you're a late nighter. Rajdeep, Rajdeep. I'm sorry, but I'm not making fun of your name. I love your name, by the way. What was that on that show? The Jeep. What was that? Was that Popeye's companion? What was that thing? That cartoon that we used to watch. The Jeep. It was the Jeep. It was actually a dune buggy, and he used to say the Jeep. Remember that? Damn it.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't go out and sun can really burn you. Yeah. Done caught the puberty, Danny says. I love you guys. I thank you for joining us. Aaron, thank you. Thoth, Danny D, Angel Fiery Petals, Thoth, BTW 70, Open Mind. Thank you all. Loving you. Ruby Roberts, thank you. Who's the daddy? She says her. Angel Fiery Petals. I am painting another elephant, by the way. Very nice, because the first one was pretty spot on. I liked it. Speed Buggy is what the name of the cartoon was, Miles.
Speed Racer and Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy, right.
Yeah.
So different now. We'll take minutes to, what's the word, peace, guys, later. That's what BTW says. It's good to see you guys. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm going to see Joanne, Dark Truth, Paula, Free Press 666, Cayman 830. Thank you, guys. Much love, peace, and chicken grease to you all. And keep your eyes to the stars, but keep your mind firmly planted on earth.
Eyes on the prize.
Right. Else ye may fall folly to your upward gaze. You might trip and stumble.
Did you look any more into that? Remember that video you put up with the ping, the radar loop ping?
No, I didn't. That bullseye. It was a bullseye.
You see, it was sitting right there at the peninsula or whatever.
The tip of Lake Superior. Yeah, in Duluth. Yeah. Yes, that's right there. There's a big lighthouse there too, by the way, at that very spot. But yeah, somebody tried telling me that is the radar return for the radar itself. I've never seen that shit before.
Usually it'll make a circle. That was more
or a bow echo. But recently I've been watching storms as they come across the United States now. They don't come like this as a bow echo like they used to. They come as a spiral now, and they spiral. Every one of them spirals. Right. I know they used to in a microwave, in a smaller way, but not as a whole across the whole country, one big spiral.
Well, doesn't NOAA see higher than what was it, Doppler radar?
Oh, maybe that could be the case, but I don't know about that. I think that's their excuse, but I think
something about the elevation height.
Yeah, how far up into the atmosphere it sees the stratosphere, the ionosphere, and whatnot. Yeah,
they check more for hurricanes and steer them. They can steer the hurricanes with them. Because I've seen them on ships. They look like golf balls, big golf balls.
Yeah, may the force be with you and within you. Can you feel the force? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? I can feel it. I can feel it, Mr. Krabs. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta bring my kid. I love you all, and thank you
All
for
right.
joining us.
Thank you.